girl, hey.
Hey.
T. So this is the question.
All right.
How do you prepare yourself to be a wife?
Okay. Let T give the tea.
T, give the tea.
I will say part of it was for me the second time around having a spirit of service. So really like willing to be a servant unto my husband and vice versa.
Okay.
But again, I saw that demonstrated the second time around, so
Right.
it made it easier. So get you a man that is just as selfless as you.
Right.
Because I think if you have a servant's heart naturally, it'll show up in your marriage.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Yeah.
I think also emotional maturity, meaning I had to somehow learn how to self-regulate my emotions so everything is not triggering, or everything is not like reaction, like my reaction is not always emotional.
Yeah.
That's so I had to develop emotionally, and I feel like when you're in your word more, you're more emotionally mature. For me,
Yes.
it's something about the Holy Spirit that just like like peace be still. Yeah. So when you're in your word more, I think emotional maturity is easier. Because life will weigh you down, but I think the word kind of helps you. Also, I was very independent before, and I kind of maintained that, but not being so independent that I don't have any healthy interdependent in my relationship.
Right.
So what do I mean by independence? Have your own life. Like our podcast is my own life. Like, and that's something I was doing before I got married. And I told him I would be doing after I got married, because that was something for me, like purpose, walking in my purpose, which is to really impact women and their marriages, right? So that was that. And then self-improvement. So what do I mean by self-improvement? Constantly like educating yourself, like, and being self-aware. So physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Financially, after divorce, I had to like create a clean slate, and that was a lot of work. So because I didn't want to bring my baggage financially into the second marriage. So that was important, self-improvement. And then the other point that was important for me was like, and I think this didn't change, I think I've always had this, is really understanding covenant. And covenant for me means commitment. So commitment through the good, bad, and the ugly.
That's what you say in your vows.
That's what you say. Sickness and health show up, y'all.
That's like, what you say.
Ask yourself what you're going to do when in sickness and in health.
Richer or poor.
Richer or poor show up, because it will show up, okay? Broke, you still riding? When he broke, are you still riding?
You still riding?
When she's sick, are you still riding? When he's sick, are you still riding? Because that was my reality, And luckily, he rode with me through sickness before we got married. So I saw how he would be.
Right.
You know what I mean? He showed up for me during the death of my mom and my sister. So I was like, oh, you a rider.
You rider.
We just dating, you showing up. Okay.
I like it.
I like it.
I'll take that.
You a keeper.
You a keeper. You a keeper.
Yeah. So that's it. What are your thoughts? Like,
well, you know, I've been married for forever. I'm coming up on 40. And I did not necessarily prepare in that kind of high intellectual way, I had an example. Okay, I had an example in my grandparents about how I thought that should look. How that man should be, how he should treat his wife, what she did, how selfless that she was. I mean, how they share responsibility of me, because I lived with them till 5th grade, and how he cared for me. I wanted a husband that would be a loving father. I think for me it was the father thing.
Yes.
More than romance and all of that.
Yes.
I knew I wanted a bunch of kids. And I needed someone that would be responsible, and that's what I asked God for. And I believed, I always believed that God would hear our prayer and that He would answer according to our desires of our heart. So I was young, but I knew the desire of my heart, and that's what I was very prayerful and asked God for.
That's preparation, girl.
Oh, that's what it is.
That was preparation.
I'm good then. I prepared best I knew.
Yeah. So
at 25.
So you can't always be prepared for everything, but ladies, prepare as much and do as much work on yourself. That is the most important thing. Do as much. That
sounds good.
The expectations you have of your spouse, have of yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
I like it.
Bye, girl. Bye.
Bye, y'all.